Hey guys, in this video I'm going to be going over Ayaka's team composition and how to build her to her maximum potential. Last video I went over her recommended weapons, artifacts, and some sample team comps. So if you're interested in those, feel free to press on the card shown in the top right or press the link to the video below in the description. In this video I will primarily go over the freeze comp. So naturally, the artifact that should be on Ayaka is the 4-piece Blizzard Strayer set. Some pros about the freeze comp is that frozen enemies make her burst hit easier, as enemies that are frozen are just open targets for her burst. You also get a 45% extra crit rate, or a 60% flat crit rate with the Cryo Resonance in the freeze comp. Ayaka's built-in Cryo Infusion makes her able to have more options for teams. The only bad part about the freeze comp is that world bosses cannot be frozen. So we have Ayaka as the main DPS in the team. Naturally, because of her 80 energy costs for her elemental burst, she will need a good cryo battery. Her best battery is Diona because she can generate shield and can also heal. On top of that, she's also a required cryo character for the 15% critical rate cryo resonance. So if you have Diona, she's your best bet. For the unfortunate souls that don't have Diona, then Kaya is your man, as he can instantly apply cryo with his elemental skill, and his damage is not bad either with his off-field elemental burst support. Next, we have Rosaria with her decent cryo application on both her E and Q. Not only that, her elemental burst also increases critical rate of her party members and can continuously apply cryo on enemies. A lot of people on my last video also asked about Changyun, since he's also going to be on her banner. As a battery, he is not the most optimal since he has a long cooldown on his skill, but with a sacrificial greatsword he can be decent. He can also decrease elemental skill cooldown at C2 if you use skills in his E field. Moreover, he also provides a 10% cryo resistant shred as well, which is beneficial to Ayaka. I say if you can get him to at least C2, he may be worth teaming up with Ayaka. For the last cryo character, a lot of people also commented on Ganyu as a potential support to Ayaka. She's a great support for Ayaka since she can provide a 20% cryo damage bonus while inside her elemental burst's field. Her elemental skill also taunts and acts as a good battery. The downside is that she is also one of the best DPS characters in the game. So if you need her for a second Abyss team, she should be prioritized there. Now let's get to the Hydro characters. First, everyone should have a Barbara. She is good as she can keep your Ayaka alive and has AoE Hydro application. However, if you have Diona in your team already, then I'd suggest using another Hydro character. Xinqiu is another good Hydro character to have in your freeze team. He provides great damage and is overall a best support character to have for your team. Mona is another great Hydro support with her burst increasing damage taken from enemies. Her Hydro application is also really good and can taunt with her elemental skill. The last slot can be a lot of different supports that can fill the potential holes you have in your team. Say if you don't have a healer in your comp, then you can use Jean as she doesn't interfere with freeze. You can also use Bennett, but be cautious as he can melt the frozen enemies. He can heal and provide large attack buffs, so I'd say his pros outweigh his cons. If you already have healers in your team, then you can use characters that further benefit your needs. Venti is a no-brainer as he can group enemies together on top of his great energy battery. Kazuha is good for his damage support while being able to swirl enemies and keeping up with the reactions. For a more free-to-play friendly option, Sucrose is decent just by holding a 4-set Verdicent piece for the elemental shred and also grouping up enemies. So what kind of team are you building with Ayaka? Let me know in the comments below. If you have questions, don't be hesitant to ask and I will try to reply to every comment. Thank you for watching and make sure to subscribe as I will provide more Genshin Impact content for you guys to enjoy, so stay tuned.